In this video, I'm going to show you more differences between SolidWorks and Inventor. Let's start with the sketch. In Inventor, when you create a sketch, just like in SolidWorks, you can create a sketch in here, but in Inventor, when you create a sketch, this sketch will stay, even though you don't use it. However, in SolidWorks, if you don't use the sketch, let's say in this case, the sketch is empty. If I finish the sketch will be gone. So it will remove the sketch. Now let me go back to the sketch and sketch on this sketch plane. Now when I draw something in here, if I have two rectangles and I want to dimension them, let's say this is 2. Now the Inventor, it will have the number of constraints that's needed, but in SolidWorks you don't have that options. But you will see that in color. When the color of the line has changed, that means that line is already resolved. So you don't need to have more constraint in there. So now I can say, let's say if these two rectangles are the same, if I click here and click here, I hold the control key and click those two lines and make them equal and make them collinear, and I will do the same thing from the bottom. So now it's done. So I can click on the another line without holding the control key. So it's basically a new set of constraints, and then I hold the control key and click on the second line. I will apply the same thing, collinear and equal. And okay, so now all of them, they are not constrained because this is still can be moved. So the best ways to know if the sketch is good or not is to grab on the line or at the point and see if that moves. If that can be moved, that means you need more constraints. Now I can do a couple more dimensions in there. So I can put down the dimension in here, that is 3. So I want this to be right in the middle. So I can choose escape, click on this point, click on that point, and that I can use horizontal. That applies. You can see the top line and the bottom line is the color has changed. And now I just need to locate it in the middle. And what I can do is to create a line from here to here, and then I want to have another line from there to there, and I want to create a center line between them. It will tell you why I do that. Now this point can be my center point. So I'm going to hold the control key, click on the center point, and click on this center point, and I will use coincident. And now that brings together, so everything is right in the middle. So I can use the dimension and make them either this, make it, let's say 3 inch, and I have to bring them closer together. So now these two rectangles you can see the color has changed, and I can bring these two closer together by putting a dimension between them. Let's say this is 1, and okay. So let me go back to show you the sketch is fully resolved because they're all in black color. So now when I do the extrusion, go to Feature, Extrude. Now it is not selected automatically because I have so many different sketches in here. If I click on here, it will choose this rectangle. Now let me go back. If I click on here, however, it will choose this line. And this is another difference in SolidWorks and Inventor. In SolidWorks, there's something called thin feature. You can actually extrude a line with the thickness of it. It could be very helpful sometimes. So if you don't want this case, but in my case I don't want that, so I have to deactivate it. And then I can choose in here, I have to click here, then I can choose the area rather than the line. So let me go back extrude. I can start with this rectangle first, and now this is already here, selected, and then I can choose these 3 other sketches and extrude. So this will be another difference in SolidWorks, between SolidWorks and Inventor. So let me go back to this sketch. Let me undo the sketch, and I'm going to delete it. So I just want to delete the feature, not the sketch. The sketch is back. And what I want to do is to create another rectangle in here. So by having a rectangle just like that, you can see they are all fully selected. But when you have a broken line, then you will have to choose, like because of the thin feature, SolidWorks will ask you to do more choices to selection. So you will have to choose either the area or the line. In Inventor, you don't have that problem. So just like that, again, when I finish it, now this will be not, this one will not have the fully resolved constraint, but that's fine. So I can say, let's start with this. Go back. So I can actually choose different options. Let me see. So I can actually choose different area for me to extrude. So you can do that by holding the control key on and off, and you can select the way you do it. And you can do that in Inventor as well. So that's good. So these are the basic difference in between Inventor and SolidWorks in terms of sketching and simple extrusions.